The customer experience is hugely important to Sheffield Metals. Every metal manufacturer and supplier faces challenges. We're going to discuss some common challenges today and how Sheffield Metals is always constantly trying to improve the customer partnership. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Metal Roofing channel. Welcome to Q&A Mondays. I'm Thad Barnett. Subscribe if you're new. We release metal roofing and metal construction content every Monday and Wednesday. We're talking about challenges that metal suppliers face today, and every question that we're talking about is in the description down below. You can jump ahead using those quick links. As I said, the customer experience is hugely important to Sheffield Metals, and we're always trying to improve that customer partnership every single day. There's a variety of challenges that every single metal manufacturer, metal supplier faces across the country and across the world. Logistical challenges, supply chain challenges, manufacturing challenges. We're going to talk a little bit about that today and how we are always working to improve and to fix and to solve those problems. So I have John, Mike, and Doug from the Sheffield Metals sales team back with me today. So at Sheffield Metals, we deal with a unique product, steel, aluminum, other metal materials, and it comes with its own set of unique challenges. Can you guys tell me first what the process is even like when it comes to dealing with that metal substrate and what we do to get it to our customers? And then we'll kind of dive into some challenges that comes with it.
Yeah, that's a good question. And I guess to start off, in order to understand the challenges that we face, you have to understand the full scope. So it's a multifaceted process. We're not dealing with a product that when we get it, it's ready for the end user. So really it starts with your supply chain and it involves dealing directly with steel and aluminum mills and making sure that you're purchasing the proper amount of material. And that involves a lot of forecasting. So not only do we deal with mills directly, but we also work with a network of paint lines across the country. From the mill to the paint line, that's a whole process in and of itself. We have paint companies that we work with, and we're actually applying paint to a metal substrate to create a product used for manufacturing metal roofing. It's a detailed process, and before it ever gets to a branch level, it's already gone through multiple levels of processes. By the time these painted products reach a Sheffield Metals branch, then you're dealing with a manufacturing process. All of our branches have slitting lines, cut to length lines, and we're processing metal in-house. So we get full width master coils from the paint line and from the mills, and we take it down to a more narrow width to make standing seam metal roofing coil. So you've got manufacturing challenges. You have scheduling conflicts that you have to deal with, and you're essentially scheduling the manufacturing for all the customers' different various orders. From the start of the process to the time we're ready to ship the product out the door, it involves a lot of people. It involves a lot of different things going right, and it involves a lot of planning.
And I imagine, a lot of customers don't even know what that process is like and don't realize that the metal goes through so many steps before it finally reaches a job site. John, maybe you can tell me a little bit more about that, about how it kind of helps to understand what the process is like as a customer.
Yeah, I think it's important because really there's a lot of things that have to happen and have to go right in order for that material just to make it to our facility. And then once the customer communicates the product that they're looking for, I need X amount of coil at X amount of width. Once we produce that product, then the customer is going to pick it up or we ship it to them. They take it then to their facility, or if they're rolling their panels on site, they go on site. So it's a very well orchestrated process from start to finish. And obviously there's challenges along the way, but the biggest thing I think for us is just communicating things the best way possible. It's really all about keeping them in the loop. They know that their order is going to be ready on X day. And if something happens that's going to delay that, we're going to call them and reach out to them right away and let them know. Because obviously they have a customer that's relying on them for the same thing. So that's probably one of the most important things right there.
Yeah, and talking about communication, that's a great point. Doug, at the top of this video, I mentioned the customer experience and how we're always trying to improve that customer experience. What's a few things that Sheffield is always doing to make sure that material arrives on time as best as possible when we get it to each stage of the process as seamless as possible?
I think touching back on what John just said, we really pride ourselves on the amount of communication that we provide our customers, but also what we require from our customers. As he just mentioned, we want to make sure that there's accuracy on every order, whether it's quantity, color selection, whether strippable film needs to be applied, the mode of transportation, whether it's going to a job site delivery or to their shop. We're really striving to provide a superior customer experience while providing quality material and the right amount of material so that they can complete their job and not be shut down because of material shortages or any problems that happened along the line.
And if I could just add, I think, I think Doug mentioned this in what he was saying in terms of striving to always get better. Part of that is getting the feedback from the customer. It's important for us to know sometimes their expectations change. So, they're not shy about letting us know, and that's exactly how we want it.
We mentioned this in previous videos. We don't just supply metal sheet and coil. So there are additional products that we have as well, not just that unique metal material. Talk to me a little bit about figuring out those logistics and that supply chain and providing our customers with accessories and products like that.
That's something you don't think about, or the customers don't think about often. When they get to our facility, many times the customer's picking up their material at our facility. And when they get here, they often don't realize that we've got all of the accessories that go with their roofing system here in-house. We've got the clips on the shelf. We've got clip fasteners. We have painted to match fasteners, pop rivets. So really all the essentials of installing a metal roof we have in-house. So, whether it's you forgot to order it or you were planning on getting it elsewhere, but you're already here, we've got everything you need in-house to get your metal roof installed.
Now, one of the other things that, we're constantly working with on a daily basis is the logistics of shipping material to paint lines, from paint lines to our facility, from our facility to job sites, to customers. Talk to me about freight. Does that come into play? What kind of challenges does that present sometimes?
We use third-party logistics partners, whether it's for LTL shipments or for flatbeds. I think that one of the challenges that we face is we're handing over our product to a third party to get it delivered to our customer safely and securely. Sometimes that can pose quite a challenge. I know that one of the things that we're continuously striving to do on our end to fix that problem is looking at improvements in our packaging, whether it's beefing up skids or using additional packing materials to make sure that gets there safely, but also really vetting and working with qualified and reputable supplier partners on the logistics side of things to try to minimize those damages that happen in transit.
John, can you tell me a little bit about back orders? Is that something that can happen? And if it is, why are some reasons, why that would happen?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a really good question, Thad. I think like any product, there's times when anybody's going to run out of a certain color. Obviously, the most popular colors are colors that we pay a lot of attention to, and we do everything we can to make sure that we have what they need in stock. But you get somebody that places a huge order for a specific color and a specific gauge, all of a sudden now we may run short on it. So we have to order more from the steel mill. Then, as we talked about earlier, it goes to the paint line. So there's going to be a little delay. So one of the things is we've talked about in the past is the sooner we know that a customer needs something, the better that we can plan for it and make sure that things like this don't occur. But when they do, we're going to jump on it. And there's instances where sometimes we can pull a product that they need from another facility. So we'll transfer product from one to the other to fill an order at another location.
So what about manufacturing? Are there any challenges that come in the manufacturing process?
Absolutely. All of our branches are equipped with slitting and cut to length equipment. So we're doing all of our coil production and flat sheet production in-house. Challenges that we face from time to time is the unfortunate malfunction of a machine or a breakdown of a machine, and that can increase lead time on a customer's order or cause a bad slit edge or defects in the metal, and we end up having to reproduce an order, which again can delay a project, whether it's a couple of days or a couple of weeks, depending upon what the situation is. Those are definitely challenges that we face day in and day out.
And I want to go back to something that John said earlier. Why is it important for customers to plan ahead, if possible? Mike, can you tell me a little bit about that, especially in a high volume area like Atlanta? Why is it important for customers to plan ahead as much as possible?
So yeah, like John said, the sooner we know that you need something, the more likely it is that we can go ahead and allocate the material from stock and put it into the manufacturing process for you. So it's just best to keep in mind, once you place an order, we do have to make the product. So it's going to take a couple days to make, and you've got people all over the region that are placing orders for the same product. So if you've got a higher volume or higher quantity project that you're working on, it's best to go ahead and get your order in so that we can allocate the material and you get it on time. As much as we try to forecast, and we have metrics that we monitor our usage to make sure that we're bringing enough material in for our customers. There's always going to be that one-off project where it's a little bit larger than you would typically expect, and it can really throw off the supply chain altogether.
Is there anything else that Sheffield is doing right now that we can speak to help improve and make the customer experience seamless?
Well, I think, first and foremost, our employees are highly trained. They're current with all industry trends. They understand metal roofing. And so they're a great resource to anything from, a curious homeowner to a seasoned metal roofing installer. We're there for you. We've got the latest industry information available to us. And not only that, we've probably got the most and best content out on YouTube right now of any metal roofing supplier that I've seen. We have an extensive catalog of videos and how-tos. I've never seen anything like it. We have every question that you could ever have answered right there on video. So whole catalog of videos, a well-trained sales staff. And on top of all that, we're partnered with our customers.
And really, to touch on Mike's point about the videos, a lot of our customers use that to help them support requests from their customers, which is nice because now we're a third party. They may or may not necessarily listen to that installer, but if we're telling them or we're trying to give them facts to back up a question, it usually goes well.
As I mentioned, the customer experience is hugely important to Sheffield Metals. We're always here to support you as a customer, as a true partner. If you have any questions for the Sheffield Metals sales team, technical team, architectural team, you can contact us at sheffieldmetals.com. Make sure you subscribe here to the Metal Roofing channel for more great videos just like this one. Comment down below if you have any questions. And as always, I'm Thad Barnett. We'll catch you next time.